Good morning. It's a cold start to the day. I'm getting my thermometer up and running and see what the water is like. It's not that important this time of the year. It's mostly in the winter when the temperature really drops that you have to take a note of these things. But I do keep an eye on what's happening throughout the course of the year. But as I say, and you have to stress that as well, it's not that important because although the air temperature is cold at the moment, the water temperature doesn't fluctuate at the same rate. So we've got quite a swing from what it's like at first light to what it will be later as far as this side of the water is concerned. But beneath it, we don't find that much of a change. But I always take them anyway. Plus, one thing I always do, a cup of tea. Made my flask this morning. I woke up naturally, quite early as well. My body said, take me fishing. You know what they say, always listen to your body. So got the car loaded in no time at all. Get some maggots out the fridge. And then I'm on my way. First cup of tea of the day. Fantastic. I'm bathed in sunlight. I'm still drinking tea. But I haven't had a fish yet. In fact, it's been very slow indeed. I've been here about 15-20 minutes and I haven't even had a tremble or any sort of movement whatsoever on the float. It'll come though, I'm convinced of that. Of course, it's good time of the year to be out and about. Water temperature's okay, the fish will feed, and I will be back with a roach. I haven't caught any gudgeon along this section. I've fished a few times here now in recent days. I've had bream, perch and roach, and I'm gonna go for the latter as the fish that gets me off the mark this morning. I said I'll catch, and I still believe I will. And the first movement on the float is a boat coming through. Well, whether it'll come through here remains to be seen, but certainly there's some movement on the canal, so a lock's opening one way or the other, and hopefully the boat's going the opposite and not passing necessarily through where I am. Very slow this morning. These things happen. One thing though I can say is my hands are now warm. They were freezing this morning. The water's still moving through, and that's why I talked a little bit recently about that little anchor shot that I used on the setup, so you can keep the bait on the bottom. Hands are warm now though, that's one thing. Right, can't see anything coming through, but it's just the locks at the moment, and then when the water settles, who knows, I could be back with that roach or bream or perch or anything for that matter. At last, a fish in the net. It is silver in colour, not a bream though. Did I say a bream? I meant not a roach. It is a bream. I'm happy to catch this one because it has been incredibly slow so far this morning. A boat has just passed through. A couple of minutes before though, float went, I struck, very nice fish. Instantly I flicked the switch on the reel so that I could give some line out because I could tell it was a good one indeed. Unfortunately it took me into a branch and all I got, slipped the hook, and all I got was a piece of natural wood in the end, but certainly interesting there Right, let the boat pass through, the water settle, and I'll carry on fishing. I'm in the car now, as you can tell from the backdrop, and it's really bright and sunny now. You wouldn't realise, would you, if you wake up at a normal time, as it were, just how chilly it can be overnight. I did catch, as well as that solitary fish that I showed to the camera. I enjoyed it, and as I so often say, and it is true, isn't it? It's all about enjoyment. So, if you are out this weekend, on the bank, tight lines of course, but more than anything, enjoy. I'll see you soon.